address some questions that were posted. So we begin by praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah make this session a blessed one, a reason where our sins are forgiven and praise answered, inshallah ta'ala. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. So inshallah we will go to our first question. So the question is asking, Assalamu alaikum and Ustaz, wa alaikum assalam. I have queries regarding rental cars, car sharing in Singapore. Some drivers bring dogs in the cars. We may or may not see it with our own eyes. I feel was as I'm not sure if it is permissible. Please advise. Thank you. So the question is basically asking on the issue of dogs in cars. That this concept of rental cars or car sharing, that people share their cars and rental cars. There are possibilities that some people might bring over their animals inside those cars. So the questioner mentioned that he feels was basically it is a doubt. It's a kind of a doubt, where a person feels doubtful as to whether this particular car that he is renting, there is a possibility that there is a dog that has entered the car, or no dogs have entered the car. So first thing we have to understand, dogs are considered to be filthy in the madhab of Imam Shafi'i without any doubt. In our madhab, Imam Shafi'i, we consider dogs to be najis mughallada. Najis mughallada meaning it is a major filth. And in our madhab, we consider all parts of the dog to be a major filth. So whenever there is any contact, when there is a contact anywhere there is moisture, whether the dog is wet and our hands are not wet, then we have to cleanse ourselves. Likewise, if our hands is wet or the dog is dry, then there is any contact. Unless if both are dry, the dog is dry, our hands are also dry. So there is a qa'idah. There is a qa'idah in fiqh that mentioned al-jafu bil-jafi la yanjusu bila khilaf. Al-jafu bil-jafi la yanjusu bila khilaf. If something that is dry in contact with another thing that is dry, la yanjus, meaning there is no transferring of filth. There is dry and dry. This is in a situation where a person is certain 100% that there are traces of the dog, for example, in a particular place, or where he touches a dog. But when it comes to waswas, when it comes to doubtful things, in reality, or we say in its origin, there is no existence. Meaning, if a person has this doubt whether there is a dog or no dog, we take it as there is no dog. This is the origin. The origin is there is no traces of dogs. This is the origin. Unless if you see with your own eyes, if you are certain that this particular animal is there, that is a different situation. But if you are based on doubt, then there is no ruling in fiqh pertaining to doubt. Al-asru al-adam. The origin is that there is nothing. Now, so we don't have to be doubtful whenever we take any vehicle, or we have any doubts regarding whether this is considered to be traces of dogs or cats and all these things. We should not be doubtful, because Islam doesn't burden us in such a manner that even doubts we take into consideration. No, we do not take doubts into consideration, because the original ruling is that it is not in existence unless we are certain. But that also we say there are differences amongst the scholars with regard to the dog. Some scholars in the Maliki madhab consider dogs to be pure animals. So in a situation that if a person have contact with dogs, as what I mentioned, wet, moisture and moisture, the hands and the dogs, for example, then it is compulsory upon him to cleanse himself. If there is dry and dry, for example, if you are taking a car and your body is dry and the seat is dry, there is no transferring of filth between the two. Even there are traces of the dogs, but these are dry elements. Now, so I hope I have answered the question. Soalan yang menanyakan berkenaan dengan kalau sekiranya ada anjing, ada kemungkinan anjing masuk ke dalam kereta yang disewa. Ya, kalau seseorang itu was-was, bagaimana? Kalau dia berdasarkan kepada was-was, tidak ada hukum. Ya, ini kita mengatakan tidak ada. Jangan was-was. Jadi kita tak tahu sama ada kereta ini anjing dah masuk ke, walaupun kita mengatakan ada kemungkinan anjing dah masuk duduk dalam kereta ini, mungkin ya ini dah jilat kereta dan sebagainya, tetapi kita tidak melihatnya, maka halas kita mengatakan tidak ada hukum ini baginya. Kita mengambil bahawasanya tidak ada anjing yang telah memasuki, melainkan kalau kita atas keyakinan, maka kita dalam mazhab Imam Syafi'i itu pun kalau sekiranya kering dengan kering tidak ada hukum. Yakni maksudnya tak perlu kita melakukan sertu, melainkan kalau ada kebasahan ini kepada salah satu daripada anjing ataupun tangan kita kalau kita terpegang. Kita melakukan sertu. Yakni 6 kali basuhan ini dengan air suci, 1 kali basuhan dengan air yang dicampur dengan tanah. Assalamualaikum Ustaz. Waalaikumsalam. My husband has lafaz kinaya to me dengan cara ada niat. As I do a research, it is considered sah talak because it is with a niat. Is it true? May I know, is it considered a talak one or? And if you want to rujuk balik, is it a must to have a saksi? We don't want to involve our parents to know our problems and creating more drama for them to saksi us if we rujuk. Also, do we also need to report to mahkamah? Hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. This is a question, and basically a woman, a lady is claiming and that the husband and he has mentioned something metaphorically that leads to divorce. So she mentioned, and my husband lafaz kinayah to me. But you see the issue here, when you are asking any question, you have to state what is the lafaz. What is the sentence? In order for us to understand whether the sentence is considered sarih or kinaya. Kinaya meaning metaphorical. A husband and he tells the wife, I do not want to see you again. This is kinaya. Metaphorical. Sometimes any husband, when they are angry, they say these words. I don't want to look at your face again. I don't want to see you again. You can go back into your mother's house. I don't want to see you again. Does he mean I don't want to see you again? Does he make the intention of divorce? Or does he mean I don't want to see you again because he is in immense anger to such an extent that he might not want to see the wife again, but without making the intention of divorce? Maybe what he's saying, you go away from me for some time, then you come back. For example, this is kinaya. This is an example of kinaya. So this is the question. When a person say it is kinaya, what is the sentence? Because sometimes it is not even kinaya. Sometimes it is not even sorry. Sometimes it is not even divorce. Tamam? But if you mention that it is kinaya, if we take the sentence as kinaya, the kinaya can only be valid if there is intention. That's what you mentioned. Yes, if there is intention. Yani a person says to the wife, go out of the house. I do not want to see you again. And he intend divorce, khalas, we said the talaq occurs. The talaq occurs if he has intention of divorce. But if he tells the wife, go out of the house, I do not want to see you again, without making the intention of divorce. Because sometimes people say this out of anger. Sometimes people cannot control what they say. This is not considered to be divorce. Now, so when it comes to metaphorical meanings like this, metaphorical meanings, it only becomes valid if there is intention. So this is the first part of the question. So talaq is valid if there is an intention. Yes. Number 2, is it considered to be talaq 1? Yes, it is considered to be talaq 1 raji. This is raji, meaning it's considered to be 1 talaq. So the husband can reconcile the marriage by doing ruju', yani by calling back the wife back to the marriage. So it is permissible as long as the wife is in the waiting period, iddah. So if this is something that just occurred yesterday, 2 days ago, meaning the wife is still in iddah, so the husband can reconcile the marriage. How does the husband reconcile the marriage? The husband says to the wife, I reconcile the marriage back. Now, I reconcile the marriage back. In Arabic, we say raja'tuki ila nikahi. Raja'tuki, yani I do rujuk. In Malay easier. Malay we say saya merujuk saya merujuk kamu kembali yani kepada pernikahan. Naam. This is any a form any of rujuk. Reconciliation. In English yani we call it reconciliation. And this is any permissible because this is considered to be talaq yani raj'i. And talaq yani raj'i yani we can reconcile back any to the marriage. So this is point number 1. Point number 2, the question is asking, is a witness any obligatory to have any witness? It is recommended. Witnesses are recommended. Just in case if the wife say, no, my husband have not any reconcile me, then you have any witnesses. And witnesses and he will go up in court and he mention that I have any witness any that this person and he has reconciled any the marriage and so on and so forth. So this is the ruling any of Islam. But the application yani sometimes any in this era any that we are living, we do not know any what is any the application yani what you call it in the courts. But this is in accordance any to the Sharia, that when any her husband reconcile any the marriage and mention any to the wife this kind any of reconciliation, even though there is no witness, it is considered any to be valid. Now, so this is basically any the rulings. Now, when comes any to kinaya, we mentioned there must be intention in order for it any to become any talaq. Number two, yani is considered any to be talaq raj'i. Talaq raj'i. So the husband can reconcile any back into the marriage. And number 3, having witnesses is not compulsory, but it is recommended in our madhab of Al-Imam Syafi'i. Wallahu alam ini bisawab. Jadi soalan ini dia menanyakan satu orang suami melafazkan talak, tapi dia mengatakan kinaya. Kinaya maksudnya sindiran. Suami mengatakan kepada isteri, aku tak nak tengok muka kau lagi, pergi daripada sini, dalam keadaan marah. Tamam? Adakah ini talak? Kalau dia niat ini talak, khalas kita mengatakan ini jatuh talak. Tapi kalau dia mengatakan tak, saya sebenarnya dalam keadaan marah, jadi saya pun tak tahu apa saya cakap, saya dah mengatakan kata-kata kesat seperti itu, maka ini tidak dikirakan sebagai talak. Tapi kalau kita mengatakan jatuh talak, maka ini dikirakan sebagai talak raj'i. Sebab soalan ini menanyakan dia talak 1 ke talak 2 ke talak 3, ini dikirakan sebagai talak 1. Dan isteri masuk kepada iddah, adakah dibolehkan suami rujuk isteri kembali pada pernikahan? Suami boleh merujuk isteri kembali kepada pernikahan. Kenapa? Sebab dalam iddah. Selagi mana isteri dalam iddah, iddah bagi wanita yang ada haid adalah 3 kali suci daripada haid. 3 kali suci daripada haid. Maka suami boleh merujuk isteri kembali kepada pernikahan. Tapi kalau dah habis iddah, dah tak boleh lagi. Dah habis iddah, sudah tidak boleh lagi. Perkara yang ketiga, adakah diwajibkan saksi? Pendapat yang mu'tamad dalam madhab, tidak diwajibkan saksi. Hatta seorang suami dia melafazkan yakni rujuk tanpa pengetahuan yakni isterinya, maka berlaku yakni rujuk. Berlaku yakni rujuk. Maka saksi ini digalakkan, disunatkan supaya apa? Tidak menimbulkan persengketaan kalau sekiranya isteri menafikan. Isteri selepas iddah mengatakan suami saya tidak merujuk saya. Ada isteri yang ni penipu. Tapi masalahnya adalah bagaimana si suami nak mendatangkan saksi kalau sekiranya tidak ada saksi, kalau isteri mengingkari. Jadi di sini hikmah ni ada saksi yang ini bersaksi. Ya, isteri suaminya pada hari sekian dia ada melakukan rujuk, maka qadi berdasarkan kepada penyaksian menjatuhkan yang ini hukuman bahawasanya talak itu sah walaupun dinafikan oleh isteri. Wallahu a'lam bissawab. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.